All. Hi, I'm Carly Huband. I run Apria's R&D tax credit department. And so now I'm going to switch gears and talk a little bit about R&D credits. So the R&D credits are not new. They've been around since the 80s. But what we find is that a lot of our clients and companies that we talk to on a daily basis might actually qualify for R&D credits and don't realize it. And so we wanted to make sure that you knew that this could be an almost immediate source of cash flow to your company also. The credits are in two different categories. So the federal credits, there's two different ways you can qualify for the federal credit. The first is if you're a small business, so you have less than 5 million in gross receipts and 5 or fewer years of gross receipts in aggregate, you can use your credit against payroll withholding. And so what that means is, again, it's filed on the 941. The quarter after the quarter you file your tax return, you can start using that credit against payroll withholding. So it's another way to kind of increase cash flow really quick for your company. The other way that you can use the federal credit, if you're not a startup company, you don't meet that criteria, you can use it against your income tax liability. And so that's obviously a really great benefit if you're getting ready to pay your taxes and you maybe are holding off on your tax return, or if you qualify for this credit in prior years, you haven't taken it, you can actually amend several years of your tax returns and get a refund. That'll probably take a couple of months, so that's not immediate, but it is a great way to get some cash back into the company. Now the state credit, 75% of states also have R&D credits, and some of them are refundable credits as well. So when we calculate the federal credit, we will always calculate all of the state credits that you qualify for and help maximize the cash flow to your company. Very high level, I'll go over some R&D credit qualification criteria so that you kind of have an idea whether this might be something that you could use or not. What we look for qualifying companies is you need to be either developing or improving a product or process. It could be software, it could be a component of a product. And the process is typically more along the manufacturing lines. So business processes wouldn't qualify. Your activities have to be based on a hard science. So we're looking for principles of engineering, principles of chemistry, science, but you don't have to have people who have degrees in those scientific fields actually working on the R&D work, which is amazing. So a lot of people qualify that you wouldn't typically think would. And then you also have to have some level of technical uncertainty at the outset of your project development and go through a process of experimentation to try to eliminate that uncertainty. And so if that is something that you think, gosh, I never thought about it from that angle before, if you're maybe hiring contract software developers to develop applications in-house or something like that, then it's definitely worth reaching out to us. At Apria, we do free R&D credit estimates for folks. So it's our goal to make sure that you actually qualify for the credit before we take you on as a client. We'd be happy to do that for you and check to see if you qualify for the credit.